now real quickly before we move on to our week 1 picks and Vonnie's hotline, we got to give our award predictions. So we'll just go through the major awards real quickly. MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sometimes this kind of bugs me the way the NFL splits them in half like this, but, I get it. It's two sides of the ball. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year. So where do you guys want to start out? Do you have a particular award you want to start with?
MVP.
All right, let's start with MVP. That's where I was going. So, Toddy, who you got winning MVP?
Lamar Jackson. Give me Lamar.
Or why?
Like I said earlier in the podcast, he's got the best offense around him this year. Odell, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, arguably a top tight end in this league. J.K. Dobbins. I think the offense is loaded. We've seen him do better with one MVP without all of these guys kind of on the roster. So you give him this kind of roster now, he's going to be a human highlight reel. So give me Lamar Jackson winning the MVP.
Marcellus, how about you?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Huh? Nah. I was going to say Tua. Nah, I'm going to take Odell Beckham Jr. to win MVP.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Coming off the knee injury, it's going to be explosive offense. He's finally Lamar's finally got a deep ball threat, and I feel like it'd be for
or offensive player of the year. That'd probably
no, because in true fashion, a quarterback always wins MVP. But I don't
think there's ever been a receiver to win it.
I feel like this might be the year. We might have action. I think Odell gets 1,800 receiving yards this year.
Jeez, that's a lot.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I don't think receivers.
No, they never win. So I feel like
they're never going to win, unfortunately, sir.
CMC's plus 8,000 to win
8,000
MVP. Yeah, just in case.
What's Odell's?
Lamar's plus 1,375 if you wanted to know.
Yeah. Bet that.
I'm gonna go with Josh Allen to win the
Madden
MVP.
boy.
The Madden boy. He's gonna shatter the Madden curse this year.
Shit.
I'm trying to go bold with my picks. I mean, it doesn't seem like it being the 49ers fan picking them to win the Super Bowl, but trying to be bold with some of my picks. I'm going with Josh Allen to win the MVP because I think that the Bills will have a great regular season. Spoiler alert for the next segment, but I got the Bills winning on Monday night against the Jets. And I think the Bills are going to go on a tear early in the season.
Shaun? I don't know, baby.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Jaevon, where did the Buffalo Bills play? In Buffalo, New York.
Well, I mean, it's New York City, Buffalo.
Where do the New York Jets play? New Jersey.
Oh, they do. You're right.
You can't say that.
You got me.
You can't say that.
It is true though, Marcelo.
It's gonna be a real thing.
It's a real thing. Though.
Like the emotions. The emotions is real.
Let it go.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen this though, but I don't know if he was involved. Robert Saleh, the head coach of the New York Jets, his brother was involved with 9/11 somehow. I think
there's an emotional factor to it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's real. It's gonna be a real thing.
I just think that the Jets are going to take some time to really get rolling. I mean, they had one preseason game where some of their starters played, including Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Bills are an established team. And so I'm just going to believe in the Bills to run through the regular season, maybe 14-3, something like that. And Josh Allen will get the MVP award if he can keep his interceptions down. Obviously, I don't have the Bills going to the Super Bowl. I have them going to the AFC Championship game. That's far enough to me because of everything Marcellus said earlier about can Josh Allen do it in the playoffs. But this is a regular season award. And so I'm going with Josh Allen to win the MVP this season. Offensive Player of the Year, I'll make it quick. I'm wearing his jersey. It's Christian McCaffrey. He's won it before. He's going to win it again. Marcellus, what do you think? As Toddy just fell out of the chat for just a moment. Oh, look at that. You're back. That was Does that count as
I blinked.
I
you blinked? Oh, I guess so. Just a little quick refresh. But Marcellus, who are you going with for offensive player of the year?
Offensive player of the year. I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill.
Ooh,
Like that one.
I do like that as well.
I
How about you?
think, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Marcellus.
I just feel like last year he had a lot of receiving yards and didn't have his
15.
quarterback there full time. So we'll see. If Tua plays the whole season, Tyreek Hill is going for 2,000.
I could see that for sure. I could definitely see that. Toddy, how about you? Offensive player of the year.
I really like Tyreek Hill as well. Like I was kind of going back and forth on him and another guy. I'm gonna rock with Justin Jefferson. Marcel's kind of mentioned it earlier in the podcast. You're looking at one real DB in that whole entire division. Jair Alexander is just one of those guys. I believe is the top 5 defensive back in my opinion. Other than that, it's like who else is going to guard this man? I think he's on pace to have like the best receiving career like ever. If you look like at his stats, it's insane. Like he's had more receiving yards than Randy Moss than he did at this point in his career. So I'm just like, if this guy can damn near, you're talking about guys that can win. Odell win the MVP. Justin Jefferson can win the MVP if he keeps going on this type of tear that he's on. So give me Justin Jefferson for offensive player of the year.
All right, back to back for Jaevon and Justin Jefferson. So defensive player of the year. So last year, the guy who is holding out right now, Nick Bosa. Everyone's trolling all of us right now saying, oh, he's not going to be there week 1. We shall see. I mean, we're 6 days away, so we got time.
Time is ticking.
Until kickoff on Sunday, and Toddy, I'll see you on Sunday, but until kickoff on Sunday, I'm going to believe that Nick Bosa is going to sign before the season starts. Just like Nick Bosa loves to do after every sack, I'm going to shrug at all the haters because the deal's going to get done. So anyways, we're talking about this upcoming season. Defensive player of the year. Last year when Nick Bosa won it, there was another guy who was nominated who did not win it, and I think he's going to get it this year. That guy being Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. Dude's a freaking animal. He's an animal. And so shoulda, coulda, woulda, but let's not talk about let's just not talk about that draft. And we got our starting quarterback with the last pick in the draft, so we're just going to ignore that blemish. I was going to say so much more. No, we're going to ignore it. We're going to move on. I'm picking Micah Parsons. Marcellus, defensive player of the year.
For me, it's between, was it TJ Watt in Pittsburgh coming off the injury?
Oh, he's a madman.
Or it would be Max Crosby. But I think I'm going to go Max Crosby.
Okay.
Ooh, I mean, I understand that 100% because if you're picking the Raiders to win the division, then they have to have Max Crosby go stupid. He has to go crazy.
I think he gets an 18 sack season this year.
He got in. I think he got in as a.
He was a nominee last year, right?
Yeah, but he got like a Pro Bowl selection over one of our guys this past year, or was an All-Pro selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think he gets it this year.
So. Crosby's a beast.
All right. Toddy, defensive player of the year.
I'm rolling with Ahmad.
Sauce.
Who's Ahmad, you say? Give me Sauce Gardner, Mr. Lot. I'm taking the whole side of the field away. It's that side.
When was the last time a corner won defensive player of the year? Jalen?
Stephon Gilmore. It was 2017. So it was pretty recent. So I think Sauce can have that type of year. He kind of stormed onto the scene last year, just how great he was against all of these top guys, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Like he's matching up with these guys and he's following them too. So he's not one of these, cover 3 guys that we kind of mentioned earlier in the podcast about Travis Hunter being a cover 3 guy. Sauce Gardner is going to travel. He's going to follow you all over the field. And I think I saw him say on somebody's podcast that He likes to go up against guys and learn from them. So he's not one of those guys to kind of gatekeep and just be, one of the top guys and not want to learn from other guys. He wants to learn and kind of pick everybody apart. So he said he watches a lot of different corners and kind of takes each and everybody's part of their game and kind of puts it into his own. So, and he's a bigger corner too. I think at 6'2". So yeah, give me Sauce Gardner, Defensive Player of the Year, corner.
Can confirm Jaevon was correct that Stephon Gilmore was the last cornerback to win it, and that was in 2019. Before that, can you any guesses who the last quarterback before Stephon Gilmore was? It was in 2009.
Oh, I was gonna say Deion Sanders, but
Champ.
Darrelle Revis.
No.
Champ.
Think same generation. Both those guys are in the same generation as this guy.
Woodson.
Former Raider.
Charles Woodson?
You got it, Marcellus. Marcellus got it before I think before I was.
Yeah.
That was when he was still on the Packers, but
Okay.
but yeah, Charles was. I said former Raider just because I didn't want to give away the team that he was on. But
is he a Packers Raider fan or is he a Raider? What is he?
I think he got enshrined as a Raider.
As a Raider, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like a lot of Raider fans claim him, but he won a Super Bowl with the Pack. So
Packers gave him his ring, something the Raiders could never do for him, but he was a Raider through and through. That's for sure. I had to throw that jab right when I could. Offensive Rookie of the Year. There's a lot of great quarterbacks now, or at least two of them. There's three. I don't want to include Will Levis in that thought, so I'm just going to say three. And so there's a lot of great quarterbacks that could potentially win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I ain't picking a quarterback. Going with a running back. The 8th overall pick.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson. He's not only going to be a fantasy football monster this year, but he's going to be a monster in general. And Desmond Ridder, I don't believe in him just like Toddy doesn't. And man, Bijan Robinson is going to be the offense for the Atlanta Falcons. And that's how he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Toddy, do you agree?
Oh, I said it early. I said when we were talking about Rookie of the Year, like early in the year, I think it was after all the guys got drafted, we were just kind of spitballing, like, who do you guys think Rookie of the Year is going to be? And I was like, give me Bijan. Kevin laughed in my face. So it's going to be Bryce Young. Now, you probably couldn't go wrong with Bryce because I think Bryce is probably going to be solid, but his team is going to be ass. I think the Falcons will kind of just be in the mix, and we'll just see Bijan just making a bunch of plays. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Saquon, but I think he was probably a little better than Saquon coming into the draft, like right now. You could argue Saquon was better. I just think Bijan is a little bit more explosive. Saquon was explosive coming out of college. Like, he could take a dive 80 yards. I think Bijan can do the same. But we're gonna see him line up in the slot probably. We'll see him in a whole bunch of different packages. I just think the way that his team is kind of set up, Bijan's going to succeed. So, and he has Arthur Smith too. So a lot of people believe in him.
All right, Selly, if you can breathe, are you going to make it unanimous?
No, give me Zay Flowers.
Ooh, not even a quarterback. I like it. Let's hear some analysis on that one.
I just feel like with in that offense, you got Mark Andrews, you got Odell, you got Lamar. You got another threat at running back with Dobbins. That leaves a lot of mismatches with him in the slot, playing inside of Odell, playing outside whenever they play in the trips. Anywhere Zay is at, I feel like Zay is going to blow the lid off of the offense more than Odell might, because of the fact that it's Odell Beckham. Everyone's going to have that focus. Like, we're going to try and double Odell. And then
I just feel like Zay, and they're gonna realize that Zay is a boy and they can't.
Yeah, I feel like Zay is gonna blow the lid off the offense, kind of like when the Steelers had Juju that rookie year. I feel like it's gonna be the same. Yeah, it's gonna be the same effect. I feel like Zay might have 15 touchdowns this year.
Damn, 15 is insane.
Yeah,
I like the pick. I like the pick a lot. But if our guy James was able to join us before technical difficulties, he would have made it 3 for 4. As he says, for our audio-only listeners, he said Bijan is a lock for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So We shall see if Jaevon, James,
Plus
and myself
270.
are correct.
Who is?
Bijan.
Plus 274?
Yep.
Take that
That's
to
not a bad number for a guy who's like considered the favorite.
What's
Zay
Zay
Flowers
Flowers?
is
What's
plus
8,000?
1675.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say that Zay Flowers number is
Yeah.
probably crazy.
Yeah, it's gotta be up.
And throw a good $10 on it and get 100. See, I when I in a past life back in 2022, like Jaevon got me into it. I bet for basically all of 2022.
Oh, I got
but
hooked.
I didn't, but and I won plenty, but then I lost my money in crypto, all this bullshit. I'll save you guys the explanation. But I just don't fuck with Bovada no more. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna sit out until
Me either.
California.
I'm a my bookie type of guy. I don't mess with
Bovada.
Bovada. Bovada took 2,700 from me and didn't give me $1 back. I'm just saying. I've been down that road.
Yeah, they some hoes. That's for sure. All right, defensive rookie of the year, Kevin. I hope you're still locked in with us because you're gonna like this.
Yeah,
I'm going with Jalen Carter, man.
he's good.
He's
Me
really
too.
good, and
He's
then
good.
he's walking into one of the best defenses in the NFL. It's just gonna be easy for him. It's gonna probably be easier than it was at Georgia, and that's in the fucking NFL. But it's because of everyone that is surrounding him, and then his talent by itself is pretty damn good. And so I'm going with Jalen Carter to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Marcellus, do you agree? You're shaking your head, yeah.
That's the lock.
That's
there you go.
I'm making it. Yeah, Jalen Carter. He was supposed to go number 1 overall, and then he got into some legal trouble. He fell a little bit, and then old Howie Roseman just came on knocking. Oh, this guy's still
Howie.
line. Let's move up a spot and take him. And he goes to the freaking Eagles, man, of all places. I didn't want to believe it either, and I was in denial all up until the draft. And then Kev was like, "Don't let Jalen Carter fall to us because Howie's not going to let him pass." So he's with all his old boys too, so it's just easier.
Plus 520.
He's plus 520. Take it to the bank. Who's ahead of him in favorite?
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. Okay,
yeah. I could get that.
Too. Yeah,
He plays for the Texans though.
They're gonna
he's got Miko though. He's got Miko as not only his head coach, but also kind of just as a role model. And so, it'll be interesting for sure. But we're all going with Jalen Carter to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So as we keep things moving here on episode number 49, the takeover of Stats Over Politics, final 2 awards. Comeback Player of the Year. I'll say mine last. Marcellus, let's hear yours first.
If Odell doesn't win anything, he wins Comeback Player of the Year.
So right now, Marcellus got Odell winning MVP and Comeback Player. I definitely think that Odell is like in the top 5 candidates for Comeback Player of the Year. That's for sure. Jaevon, do you have a Comeback Player of the Year in mind? Because I got mine.
Yeah, I'm just.
All right, you think about it. Think about it for a second. I got mine. Okay, let's hear
it. Calvin Ridley. I like him.
Oh, they wouldn't give it to him though. Yeah. They're not going to give that shit to him though, because they'll be like, "No, you were suspended for breaking the rules."
He didn't play all year last year, so he didn't play last year. So a lot of people kind of forgot about him. And when he was in Atlanta that last year, kind of was, dog. The numbers are there. I think Calvin Ridley is going to make us. He's going to be the number 1 guy for Trevor Lawrence. He's going to put up numbers with that guy. So, and Dougie P's got him. There's some guys on here. Like I saw Russell Wilson's on here. I don't know if Shaun believes in him. That's kind of guy that you could think of. And then I saw there was a Derek Carr. I don't really consider Derek Carr a Comeback Player of the Year because he played most of the year last year. So, Odell is another guy that I was kind of thinking about that you can probably bet your money on, but give me Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I would say that Russell Wilson could be a candidate. That's for sure. But I'm going with the guy that you don't even think should be on the list, Jaevon, Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to lead the Saints to a division title, and everyone wants to talk about Geno saying they wrote me off, but I ain't right back. The Raiders basically did the same shit to Derek Carr. They said, you're broken goods. He doesn't even get hurt like a Jimmy G, but they said, you're broken goods. We don't want you no more. Get out of here. And so he went and teamed up with his former head coach. And to me, I think Derek Carr is going to win Comeback Player of the Year because Calvin Ridley's a great choice. Odell Beckham is a great choice. Odell is probably, now that I think about it, he's probably the favorite to win that. If he just has a semi-productive season, he'll probably win it. But because a lot of times players who come back from injuries win these awards. I'm skeptical to think that Calvin Ridley would win the award just because of politics and shit like that, like within the NFL front office and everything. Because they would say, oh, he missed last season because of his own fault. Like, not because he tore something, not because of any other reason, but they're going to place the blame on him. Whether if he deserves that blame because of what he actually did when it comes to legalized sports betting, that's for other people to give an opinion on because I don't know all the facts. But I just feel like politics. Here we are on Stats Over Politics, but I think the NFL, Roger Goodell, they're going to be politicking, and they would prevent Calvin Ridley from winning it. But, I mean, if he could, that'd be great. Finally, guys, Coach of the Year. Toddy, let's hear it.
Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
Gets to the NFC Championship again. Trey Lance, blah, blah, you trade away your number 3 pick. If they don't succeed this year, then coach, he should be fired, blah, blah, blah. Now he's going to be one of the best teams in the league. We get to the NFC Championship game, win a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year.
Marcellus?
I think I had him last year winning Coach of the Year, too. And who won it? Nick Sirianni won it last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, considering that Andy Reid is plus 4,400 to win Coach of the Year.
Andy Reid is?
Yeah. I don't
crazy.
think they're going to give it to him, but the only way Andy Reid gets Coach of the Year is if they win the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to
unfortunately, it's a regular season award, though.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to take Sean Payton.
Ooh.
I like
you don't
it.
believe in the Colts. You don't believe in the Broncos, though.
Yeah. You don't believe in the Broncos, so how is he going to win it?
I just think Sean Payton's just going to get it just because he hasn't coached in a while. He might will him to about 9 wins.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's basically where I had them. I had them at like 8-9, 9-8, third place in the AFC West. All right. Finally, for me, as we get through all these predictions, we appreciate those of you who are sticking with us, and we hope that we're giving you valuable information if you decide to be betting men like the guys joining me. This one was tough for me. I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel. Seems like a weird pick, especially given the fact that I didn't have the Dolphins winning the division. I had the Dolphins getting a wild card, and usually wild card teams, they don't have the Coach of the Year. And like, I'm going to knock on wood real quick. Knock on wood if you're with me. But I'm so scared for Tua, genuinely scared. And if he has another concussion or 2 or any other type of injury, the Dolphins, like, they don't have Teddy Bridgewater no more as their backup. He's in Detroit. And so I just feel like Mike McDaniel will win Coach of the Year based on the merits of willing the Dolphins to the playoffs, even without Tua. Because, again, I'm going to knock on wood one more time. Like, you never want to wish injuries on anyone ever, and I'm not doing that. Let's be clear. I'm not doing that. But I also have seen plenty to make not an assumption, but kind of a guesstimation that, like, I kind of have a weird feeling that it's going to happen again. I don't want it to happen again. I would rather Mike McDaniel not win the award and Tua stay healthy for the rest of his career. That'd be great. Tua could lead him to a division title. Then he could win the award. But just given those circumstances, I think Mike McDaniel wins the award just for getting the Dolphins to the playoffs despite all of that. So we shall see.